Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here, the long-awaited Mavic 3 Cine Pro. Okay, so I've taken it to 3 countries so far, pushed it to its limits in rain, wind, really bad weather, and I have to say I'm very impressed with this drone. Before we even get started, there's this phenomenon going on where every single creator and photographer, as soon as a new product comes out, they're telling you this is the best thing since sliced bread, you need to go out and buy it. There's probably like 3 or 4 other videos in the recommended tab right next to me telling you, watch this video about the new Mavic. Now, I'm just here to tell you to just chill out. Take a deep breath with me. If you have the old drone, it's fine. If it works perfectly for you, it's perfect. There's no need to buy this shiny new toy, even though I really like it. I just happen to crash drones very, very frequently. And every single moment I'm looking for the nearest uncrashed drone. Anyways, let's get right into it. I don't want to waste your time. First things first, the drones come in 2 versions, the regular version and the Cine version, with the Cine being a little bit more ahead of the regular version because it supports Apple ProRes 422H2 coding, which is insane. Oh, and by the way, you aren't seeing things wrongly. There's actually 2 lenses on each drone here. When combined, both of them giving you up to about 28 times zoom. 28 times zoom. That means you can literally be, you can be far away. It comes in very handy if you're trying to photograph like wildlife and animals. Now, if we're being honest, the drones, they aren't really as sharp when they're all the way zoomed in. If you look at the image at 28 times, it's like very grainy. It's not quite sharp. But if you look at it at 1 times, 4 times, and 7 times zoom, it's excellent. It looks beautiful, it looks fantastic. So probably the thing that I'm most excited about, if you can remember the old Mavic 2 and the Gimbal Clamp, God, I hate this thing. It's this tiny little piece of plastic and you don't know what to do, and every time you're putting it on, you feel like you're about to break your gimbal. Definitely not the vibe, I don't like it. The new Gimbal Clamp on this one is so freaking sick. It's a nice little like hard plastic cover with a rubber thing that latches around the back, and it's so easy to take off. You just lift the tab, flip it over, and boom, so sick, and your gimbal's ready to go. All right, so for the sensor and for the megapixel, you can get up to 120 frames per second shooting at 4K on a drone, which means now we have access to buttery slow motion drone footage, which is gonna come in very, very handy. So when I heard about these stats, I was extremely excited to be able to use like the telephoto on these drones and get like 4K 120 footage of me punched into the sky or into beautiful buildings, but alas, unfortunately, you cannot. When you're in zoom mode on these drones, or explore mode as they call it, the drone doesn't let you change your settings. It's all auto mode, and even worse, it only shoots in JPEGs. That's a big gripe for me, and I'm sure it's gonna be a gripe for you or any professional photographer use this drone when they're zoomed in, but I'm sure it's easy to change these things when it comes to like a firmware update. Okay, so that's enough chitter chatter. I wanna show you the images that comes out of these drones. I'm gonna do like a cheeky little low light test and the brand new Mavic 3. We'll do a little cheeky test and see how the Mavic 3 handles. As you can see, I had the exact same settings on both drones, and if you zoom into the shadows here, you can see that the Mavic 3, because simply its sensor is a little bigger and the lens is a little better, it's able to retain a lot more details in the shadows better, a lot less grainy. It's beautiful. Definitely the image that comes out of the Mavic 3 is a lot better. It's beautiful. This beautiful, fantastic image that is coming out of a drone, a flying camera, is as a result of their excellent and fantastic collaboration with Hasselblad that makes these excellent sensors. I'm just very, very excited about this drone. Now, a silly thing that I'm sure they didn't think about is if you've used cameras before and you know polarizers, you know that you need to twist the polarizer to be able to get the exact same angle depending on what direction the sunlight is coming from, to ensure that maybe shiny surfaces or watery surfaces are polarized. The polarizer that comes stock with this drone doesn't give you the opportunity to modify or to move around the polarizer, which is extremely damning. However, there's people like PolaPro on the market here who make a living from creating beautiful filters. So I think in a few months we'll be able to see a bunch of filters, a bunch of polarizers come from PolaPro that can allow you to twist on these drones. Okay, enough talking about all the bad stuff. Let's go back to the good pointers on this drone. Firstly, omnidirectional obstacle sensing. This thing can see in every single direction. There's cameras on every single angle of this drone, allowing it to see, for example, on the old drone, this thing has a sensing range of about 20 meters, which is very impressive because of the cameras that it has on the back and in the front and everything. It can see stuff for about 20 meters. Quite good, very good. But this one, multiply that by 10. 200 meters, almost a tenth of a mile, slightly more than a tenth of a mile, about 650 feet. It can see clearly in every single direction. Now, probably the most important thing on this drone is the flight time. How long will this thing, if you just put this thing in the air, how long will it stay in the air? 45 minutes of flight. Insane. Which means now I can leave the drone in the air for the entirety of golden hour. Now, the question that we've all been waiting for, who was this drone made for? If you're a professional photographer and you somehow have been living under a rock for the entirety of your life and you don't have a drone, this drone is exactly for you, because it can shoot equally as good as a digital camera, any digital camera that we have. It's fantastic. Also, if you're a photographer or videographer who flies drones a lot for a living and you happen to crash your drones every single flight that you take, I'm not calling any names. If you don't have a drone right now, this is also meant for you. However, I hope this video has helped you to decide whether or not this is, you should pull the trigger and buy this thing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.